Okay, now that I've finished eating. Alright, let me clear my desk a little so we can do things. Alright, how goes the building? It's going good. Got a basic system down. Is the stream buffering for you guys a lot as well? Should be fine. Let me change servers. Okay, let me quickly stop the stream and bring it back on. It's very far behind. Yeah, it's very far behind. Okay, wait. I'm gonna have to stop it again. Okay. I think it's actually caught up a little bit. Let's see how it goes now. I think the main server is just very busy. I'm just trying to see which way if the sun is setting yet. Because it looks very dark to me. East to west, right? So it should be setting soon. Okay, but yeah, I wanted to change a couple of things that I was told to change. It's very strange, the fact that there's so much delay. I don't like it. I just realized we can just do this. Why am I doing so many branch nodes? We can just do like an AND instead. So we just do like AND this build tool is equipped and we are not in build mode. So there we go, we're not in build mode. We don't have the menu open. And we have a build tool. So now this will fix an issue that somebody picked up. Thank you to Gaia or Gia. I still don't really know how to say it. But yeah. So now if we press play and we equip our build tool, we can now open it up. Stockpile. Oh, whoa. Okay, so we need to fix that as well. And now we cannot open the build tool again until... okay, so we need to do a couple of resets here. Right button. Destroy actor, and then we need to set in building mode is false. Okay, and then a building system, construction proxy, construction mesh, pawn, it overlaps, it doesn't block it. Alright, build, stockpile, okay, now it's not doing this. No, it has to block it. Maybe only once we place it, so it overlaps. Because see, the issue is if we do like an overlap, for example, right? 3 build fence. So here it doesn't do anything. And then we can still walk through it. So I can stand inside here and build. Oh, and it kicks me out. Okay, let's try something else, like another fence over here. And there we go. And now we're stuck in here. Oh, so that's what we were getting the issue with. We can delete this. So it has to block. But I don't want it to actually physically interact. So like a fence. See, I don't want it to push me around. So how do we do that? Yeah, okay, so what we're going to do is it's going to be, it's going to overlap until we have placed the construction. So create a build zone. If proxy is placed, it creates the build zone. And then it needs to basically grab our construction mesh and then set collision response to channels and then pawn block. Let's see if this works. So 3 build fence. Okay, so it overlaps and then it blocks. Okay, cool. So the next thing, it's gonna check for one more thing here. It's gonna check for pawn. I don't want it to be able to place things with the pawn being inside. So like here, stockpile. Okay, so you see there it will get blocked off. And here it will get blocked off. Yeah, so that's fine. Because earlier, you'd be able to just walk through this. So if we do this, for example, remove array element, we press play, and we grab this and we say like, okay, so here's a fence and I can build it inside myself, and then I'm still stuck. So we don't want to do that. So rather have it block pawns. Cool. Great. Now this torch, I'm gonna increase its radius. So just doing a couple of things before we get started with the enemy stuff. So player tools, torch tool, torch, player torch, there we go. Oh no, that's just a mesh. Was it torch tool? Oh no, that's the master. We just need tool master blueprint. La la la. Why? I'm not seeing something. I'm missing something. Here, initialize tool. Torch tool master blueprint. Ah, there we go. I think I was just opening up the wrong thing. Gosh, that confused the shit out of me. So this can go up just a little bit. Yeah, sure. And this light, I just want to make it a little bit more oomph, you know? It's like 800. Just a glare on my screen or something. Oh. Okay. My internet is having issues today. Yeah, okay, cool, I'm still there. My play pretend got no end. Playing in my play pretend. Got no end. Playing in my play pretend. There we go, get a torch up so we can see something. I want to numb the pain. Again, need someone to numb the pain. Again, need someone to numb the pain. Oh, I play pretend. Okay, I think that's working fine. Okay, and I gotta stay high all the time. All the time. I don't know, something's strange. Anyways, the lighting, we'll get the lighting sorted later. It's not as important as basic. mechanics, right? So we fixed the issue where we could spawn multiple meshes. What do we need to do next? Well, I think next let's start with the AIs. I really should have looked this up more, but it's fine. So here, master blueprint. Cool. So here's our skeleton warrior. I'm gonna close other tabs. Playing in my play pretend. Okay, anyways. So there we go. So here's our little enemy dude. I guess we could put something inside his head, couldn't we? Oh, we could put this red thing inside his head. So it emits red lighting, which would be pretty cool. Cool, yeah, sure. So let's quickly put out one of these little guys. Where is he? Where is the bastard? I mean, there he is. Trying to see like how easy it would be to spot these guys. So let's do that quick. Do you remember where I put him? You don't really... let's put the camera a bit closer, maybe. The other thing we could do is actually make it so you can zoom in and out. That would be probably a good idea. I think this is just too close, you know. But I think 800 is like a good... Well, let's see what's a good... Like 500 maybe? So we could do like maximum of that big zoom. And like a minimum of this zoom. There we go, now you can see the glow. Yeah, I kind of like that. That works. So let's quickly do the zoom thing while I'm thinking about it. So input. Here's our mouse wheel, right? So this is going to check are we in build mode. And that's fine. Because if we're not, it needs to do some things, right? So let's grab all of this. And do something like this. Hero. Do you guys know the song from sheesh, what is it called? I can't think right now. Borderlands 2 in the beginning. Yeah, that's what's playing in my ear right now. So let's throw a branch here. Just in case we're gonna need it. It will trigger in true, but if we need to ever add anything, we can just, you know, put it on. Alright, so if we scroll down, we want to zoom out, right? So I'm going to make a function and just say this camera zoom, and it's going to have two inputs. I can't have two inputs. Okay, that's fine. In. So that's what it's going to take. It's going to say in. If in, so branch. If in. What we do is we grab our player. We get the camera, the spring arm. And just get this spring arm. And then what we do is get length. We can set and get length. So if we're zooming in, obviously we're going to be setting the... Well, I'm going to do this twice anyways, so we might as well. Do that. Put that like so. This target goes into both. So I'm just quickly rearranging these. Oh, I can't wait to do the proper tutorial on this for you guys. It's going to be awesome. It's always going to be with a different project, but this project is probably going to continue. I'm really enjoying working on this one. So, yeah, it's probably going to continue, which is a good thing. So the target arm length, we're going to need another one of these. Will be, so if we are zooming in, then we want to grab it and say plus, oh no, minus, because we're zooming in, minus, let's say 100 for now. We'll do like a smooth transition to it later. And we just want to get the mechanics right, and then we do the pretty factor. Ain't no place for a hero. Again, slow. Okay. Cool, and then return. Excuse. So then we're gonna do camera zoom in, no, out, and this one exactly the same. Any sudden moves, but this time in is true. Oh yeah, boy. Doesn't I love one day? Okay, so there we go. We can now zoom in, zoom out. Okay, now we're missing one thing. So we need to actually clamp this, because otherwise we're just going to be able to keep on doing this over and over and over. So drag that out, drag this out, clamp. Clamp the float. So minimum we said was 800 and maximum was 1200. Well, I guess 1500 is fine as well. I mean, come on. It's a game. Have it be fun, I guess. There we go. So now we should be able to zoom in, zoom out. So that's your zoom in. We could make it zoom in more if you wanted to, but I think this is okay. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think maybe a little bit more. So minimum 600. And maximum, let's say 2000. Because I mean, why not? The other thing we need to do is just grab this, change this to actually like a medium value. So we're gonna go back to like 1000 because that's good enough, I guess. Yeah, this looks fine. So zoom out to 2000, nice and far, and zoom in pretty close. Yeah, okay, I like that. Cool, so that's done. Next thing I want to do is just reverse these back to default. There we go, add this to 45. Save, okay, the save still doesn't work. I see the weapon is a little bit tilted, but it's fine. Now, okay, so you can't build with an enemy in the way either. Okay, good. Okay, so can we get how light something is? Because I want these things to spawn in the dark. So we need to find out how we can do something like light level. So let's see, enemy blueprints. Let's create a new blueprint class, an actor, and this will be our enemy manager. So let's open this up. Alright, now we need to think, how would we do this? So let's say every tick, right, so we'll have a delay of like 2 seconds because I don't want to spam my console. So I want to see get light. Get, I guess what we could do is say like get all actors of class or we can do like get random reachable point in radius. Let's do this. So the origin will be 0, 0, 0, and the radius will be like let's say like I guess 50k, whatever, that doesn't matter. We'll find something in that radius, right? And then what I want to do is just print. Oops. I want to print a string that sends this out every 2 seconds. I just want to see what it does. Okay, so there we go. There's a new one. There's a new one. There is a new one. So now I'm gonna have it also spawn actor from class. I want to spawn an arrow, maybe like an arrow. Can I spawn an arrow? No, spawn me a skeleton. Sure, skeleton warrior. And the spawn transform. Promote variable. Shoot. Split. Put that in there. And always spawn. Oh no, that's fine. Default is okay. And I want to reduce the world size. That's another thing I want to do. So boom. This tile goes, this tile goes, this tile goes. Okay, cool. Now we have a much smaller. Okay, so there's one. And there's one. And there's one. Somewhere there. There's another one. Okay, so now they're spawning. Which is good. Okay, so now let me quickly do a Google search quick. Unreal Engine 4. How to get light level. I misspelled that. Unreal Engine 4. Okay. Light intensity. Can we do that? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Using light components, specific radius. Okay, so basically, when we create these torches, it will create light, right? But, well, I guess we could track day, time of day at the same time. So, so what we do is, Let's think. Okay, so there's no easy way to do this. We have to do this the hard way. Which is fine. I mean, it's not that bad, I guess. Alright, so let's think. So these guys will spawn randomly now. At any random place on this grid, right? So that's fine. So now, instead of spawning straight away, we're going to do a sphere trace. Sphere trace for trace by profile. What is a profile? No. So let's just explore what we can find here. Sphere trace. Multi sphere trace by channel, I guess, sure. So what we'll do is trace visibility. That's what we could do. In project settings, collision, we could create another channel, new trace channel, and we can call this light, and it will always block light. So, actually, no, ignore usually, probably best. Or block. Yeah, okay, we'll keep it at block for now, and we'll change it as we need to. So, it will do trace, line trace, no, sphere trace by channel. So there we go, light. So it will trace for light. Hey, original, how you doing? At this random point, and it will end at that point with a radius of, let's say, so it a thing can spawn within 100 units of light. Maybe, let's see. I think that's a little bit too little, or maybe too much, but I guess we'll see. Persistent. Actually, for duration is okay. And then, okay, that's fine. So now, okay, so there, that was a hit, that was a hit. Okay, so that's the size that it can spawn in. Well, that's the trace that it does. So it'll just trace a random spot every time on the map, every 2 seconds, to find somewhere to spawn an enemy. Okay, so we're gonna have to set that light to ignore. Except for things like our actual torch. So let's go back. This is still hitting. So out hits, and then for each loop, print the name. Name, no. Print string. And split. There we go. Hit actor. And that's what I want to see. What is it hitting? How you doing? How you doing? Floor mesh, floor mesh. Okay, so the floor mesh apparently blocks. Custom. Shoot, I need to change everything now. Fuck. Okay, wait. This is the easier way to do it. Delete. Yes. Then, save content. Save, compile. That trace channel doesn't exist anymore. Sphere trace. Oh, we'll do it again now anyways. So now here, I'll probably just have to reload the project, don't I? So just, I'm gonna move something on the map. And where's this light? Grab this light and put it at 0, 0, 0. Okay, so save everything. Then I wanna open project and building system. I feel like this wallpaper hasn't changed, but it should have. Yeah, bum bum ba da 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 dum bum. Loading projects. Yeah. Most fun I've ever had. Okay, so now mask trace is gone, and switch back to the normal screen. There we go. So now we go back to collision, add a new trace channel, and this time we'll ignore it. Light, ignore, accept, save everything, and then we go back to enemy manager. Sphere trace. Multi-sphere trace by channel. The reason we're doing multi is because, well, I actually don't know. Because I said so. Okay. Okay, so 100 was a little bit too small, so we're gonna go for something bigger. Persistent for duration. And this is the array. Great, compile and play. So let's see. There. Okay, so now you see it's ignoring those spots, which means if it doesn't get any hits, right, it will be able to spawn a little monster within that area. So let's see. Okay, so now the other thing we need to do is at the same time as this thing, I guess we could just do this the easy way and say, so the player, which is here, not there, here. So our player, his mesh blocks light. Overlap. No, not resources. There. Overlap. So now, if we get a scan in our area, well, I guess we'll just run around there. Okay, so you see, there we go. We got a hit, which means that because we got a hit, it won't spawn anything. So cool. Should we also make the main area a safe zone? Because I mean, like over here, something can spawn. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? Instead of the mesh itself, doing the sphere, the lighting, what we'll do is we'll add here in the viewport, we'll add a sphere, right? And this sphere will have custom. It's gonna basically query only, and it's gonna ignore everything except light, so it will overlap light. Okay, cool. So now I just need to find where the hell this sphere is. There it is. So how big do we want to make this? So anything, let's say like 2000. So a monster will never spawn in this area around the player. So let's test that out. There we go, it got a hit. Got a hit again, but I want it to hit like a little bit further away from us. Okay, that should have triggered it, but let's just make it so we can see what the hell is going on. Oh, the object type will be pawn. Oh, actually no, it will not be. It will be I'm gonna make a new object type here and just call this something like a query. So a new object channel, and this will be like light query, and the response is always ignore. So compile, and now our thing will be light query. So basically the light query will be ignored by everything else and will just be hit by light, so it'll block our lights. Cool. Now I want to make it visible so we can actually see things. Here we go, not hidden in game, and press play, and we should see it. So there's our light sphere radius. I don't know if that's enough. Maybe we should make it bigger. Well, yeah, I guess we could. Masha glitch. How about that? That looks like a nice safe zone. There we go. So you see it queried it. There was a character in the way. And again and again. So we're just checking how many hits this is gonna get. So it is hitting within the area, so which is good. That's exactly what we need, right? Cool. Okay, so now every time we put a light in, right? So in our buildings, so here, I guess what we could do is actually every single building could have like a light radius. No, that doesn't seem right. No, I don't like that idea. So torch, here we go. So here we add a thing, and we say sphere collision. And this will be light radius. Great, make this 2000. Or is that too much? Well, I guess we'll put it in for now. It's not hidden in game. And I'm gonna build one and see how far the torch itself will go out. Okay, so there, you see that's way too big as a light radius. So we need to basically decrease it. So wait, we could probably just check how this attenuation radius is 1000 and the source radius is okay, so attenuation radius is 1000, which means this should be fine at 1000 because that's where the light would get cut off. But we could make it slightly less as well. Yeah, no, we're gonna make it slightly less. So we're gonna go like 500. I think 500 is a fair bet. I mean, these torches are pretty damn cheap. So there, so nothing within this radius will spawn. Now, I do want to change a couple of things because we're gonna have a lot of these spheres It's flying around everywhere, so I wanna just make it slightly different. So light will always be this like yellowish white. It will always be white. There we go. So when we press play, instead of seeing so many red things everywhere, we'll just have a white light radius. So there, this is a lighting radius, which means we can now see it. And every single time our script queries where it can spawn a monster, it will check, hey, is there anything within this light radius? So we just need to set up the collisions to custom. It will be query only. The object type is a light query. It will ignore everything except light. Cool. So let's build a couple of torches. There you go, built one. Built another. Let's just build a bunch of these. There we go. So right now we're basically in a sense we're just setting up a couple of defenses by just making sure that nothing can penetrate in this area. So there we go, torches are being hit, which means no monster will spawn there. Great. Cool. I think that's gonna work pretty good. So this is a good alternative. So anytime that we need to make some sort of thing that gives off light, we just create a sphere, give it a radius, and off we go. So I'm going to remove this light radius rendering from the game. I'm also going to do the same thing for the player. Here we go, this light radius. I know I misspelled it, I don't really give a shit. I'll fix it. Light radius. Okay, great. So there we go. So we don't even need these out hits because we don't need to do a multi-line trace. We just do a sphere trace. Because I'll tell you why. The reason we don't need a multi-trace is because as soon as there is a hit, I don't want to spawn anything. So trace channel will be light, act as to ignore nothing, draw debug type. Okay, we'll keep it for like duration, just for now. And if true, well, it's only if false, right? So we're gonna actually break this. Okay, so if true, you return. Well, we don't return yet because it's not a function, but if false, then you want to spawn actor from class, and we'll spawn the skeleton warrior. The spawn transform, we're going to split this. There you go. Location, rotation, and all that will be fine. Collision handling, perfect, and then we continue. Cool, so now we're going to let a couple of these spawn. So there, one spawns. I guess this is probably where we're going to spawn it instead. So we don't actually need this. There we go, spawned. I want to like basically here, let's set up some things. Torch. I want to try and reduce the spawns. I'm actually going to do this though. I'm going to say here we're going to have a gate. Now open will be a custom event, and this will be open. Oh wait, enable spawns. Oh, I guess toggle, sure. So there we go, compile. So now when I go to our content, top down, character. I need to just delete this folder, damn it. It's very annoying. So in the controller, we need input. So I'm gonna just press a key. I'm gonna say 8 for numpad 8. If pressed, we're gonna get all actors of class, and this will be enemy manager. Get the one at 0, and then enable spawns. There we go. So every time I press F8, numpad 8 will enable the spawns. Cool. So let's quickly set up some torches. I'm gonna try and force all the spawns to happen in the outskirts. So I guess we should have actually left the debug info on so we could see where these things go. So now nothing should spawn around us, right? So let's find out. It's spawning them in a very strange place. Try to adjust, but don't spawn if still colliding. So let's actually, I want to change the things that torches then show up. Here we go, building system, lights, torch. So this light radius. I always forget that I can't build with the thingies not enabled. Like here. So I'm not gonna have anybody spawn in this line. So I'm gonna try and quickly torch off everything. You know what I could do? I could make this a lot easier on myself. That's basically what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna make a bunch of these. To try and force nothing to spawn around us. Okay, cool. So this should be fine, right? I mean, like nothing should spawn in here now. So I guess we'll find out. There's one skeleton that did spawn. That one spawned. Oh. Okay, maybe we do need a multi-train. Sphere trace by channel, sure. Let's try an almost like multi-sphere trace. On light and persistent. Why is it spawning things? 1 second, just getting a phone call. Alright, sorry about that. Oh my god, now that kind of threw my entire thing off. So this returns if there was a blocking hit. False otherwise. Okay. So this should do it, right? Okay, wait, I'm gonna quickly do this again because I wanna do this in delay. I'm gonna print string, and just say find spot. So then it's gonna do the trace, it's gonna check, okay, so if true, then we say light found skipping step. Otherwise, it's gonna print monster spawn. Ooh. Ooh. Press 8, opens the gate. Monster spawned, find spot, monster spawned. Monster spawned. Okay, so it doesn't really care if it's doing this. So let's break this instead. I guess what we could do is just get length. And if the length is bigger than 0, then you do this. Press 8 to open the gate. Light found, skipping step, find spot, light found, skipping step, light found, skipping. Yeah, there we go. Now it's working better. So now it's looking around until it finds. Oh, and it spawns something where it's not supposed to spawn anything. Okay, so toggle that. So now we check monster spawned and monster spawned. Maybe we should set the torches to block light. Let's try that maybe. See it, look, here's the thing, you see, it's now putting them in very strange locations. Because it did a scan here and it spawned him there. So don't spawn. If it's colliding, don't spawn. Let's try that. Oh, that's right. We actually have to move our little manager thing up 90 units. That way it won't try to spawn things at... wait. We need to change this then. Transform. Origin 90. Let's just try that. Press 8. So if it finds something, it should now do it. So they go find the spot, look for spot, look for spot, look for spot. Monster spawned. Where did it find the spot where it could spawn something? Alright. The time, it's nearly 2 o'clock. There, okay, so that should have spawned something. I always forget I have to press 8. Good morning. Light found, light found, light found. Ah, here we go. It spawned one, unfortunately. Right where the light is. Don't ignore self, maybe. Let's also try that. We just need to figure out what is causing the whole... Okay, there. You see, it's spawning them in the wrong damn places. Actually, I'm gonna just do this. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna press F to just look for a spot. So there, okay, nothing found. Nothing found. There, it did something, and did it spawn? No, it found some light as well. There, 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 there. More light, more light, more light. Still searching. Okay. Okay, you just hit it. There. Okay. We need to find... See, it shouldn't spawn him all the way out there. So we need to figure out... So get... no. See, this is why a multi-sphere trace doesn't really work in this case. Yeah, I got that bug already. It was just... it's in the beginning. I did it in the beginning of the thing. Oh, sheesh. Am I tired? Always spawn. Ignore the collisions. Try that. And please zoom out more. 3000. I shouldn't be able to see the entire map as I do this. There we go. Okay, so 8. Found the light. Found light. Found light. Found light. Found light. Another thing I want to do is for duration. Okay. So you see, it spawns in a very strange place. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Found light. Found light. Found light. Found light. Found light. There. it found light, but it still spawned. Or it's just doing this really strange get random reachable point in a radius of 500 from this spot, and then set that as the location. Let's try that. Okay, let that clear out. Reason, what is that? Derpy anims. Okay, where was that scan? There it is. I want to know why he's spawning there. Okay, well, he spawned in the middle of the ground. That's probably the other issue. You know what we could do is just do this, recombine. So I'm gonna say get random point, reachable point in radius, start and end, and this origin, I'm gonna just say get actor location. Okay, there we go. That's the origin. Find it from there. Sure. No, where's the issue? So this location. Now find it. That little bell, I'm not too sure. It looks like a little bell. So let's zoom out. I'm gonna just drag this over so I can see the debug. Okay, so it found another light, found another light, another light. Found another light, another light. I'm just gonna keep on tapping this until we find, looks like it's doing it in like this tiny little circle. Or am I just crazy? But it's doing this in like this tiny little sphere of influence. That looks like it. So, this is why. There we go. That would help. Okay. So there it still hit light. There it still hits. Okay. So there. It didn't hit light, but it also didn't do what I wanted it to do, because it still spawned the guy in the circle, like at 0, 0, 0. So this does this trace. So what if we do, like, maybe let's do a line trace down at the same time. So here, what we need to do is do a line trace, no? Line trace, yeah, by channel is fine. And the out hit, split the structure pin. Now what we need is the location of that hit, but we also need to add plus vector plus vector z90 so that it spawns not on the floor, right? Actually, wait, let's just make sure. At what level is this standing? 102. Okay, so 105 is what it should add, not 90. 105. Cool. So it adds 105. Then, how does it start? So it starts here. Okay, so where we did the sphere, and it will end at the same place, but break. And this split the structure pin. So this will go X, Y, and Z will be negative 500. Okay, so visibility, that's fine, and I want to see it for the duration. Okay. So if I press 8, okay, it will only do it once it doesn't find a light. Okay, so there. I don't see the line trace. I guess what we can say is it will start split the structure pin, so it will start at these locations, but it will start at 500 and down. So let's just do that until this works, because I want to see that line. Oh, there we go. Damn it. Come on. This random location. I want to make these persistent. And I want to make them a different color. I'm going to make them like this, and then they hit color. I know, doing a lot of debugging, but hey, welcome to game development. There, okay, so what the hell? The trace was there, but he did the line trace here. Is it maybe doing this twice? So what I'm going to do is save this. Promote to variable. Sure, and just call this no light zone hit. Well, actually, no, this is the light zone scan location. Great, so it will set it, and that way we don't lose it. And then instead of doing this and bullshit, we just like so. Radius of 500, we check for it. Delete this nonsense. Because I feel like that's probably what's causing it, is that. So we compile, press play. Okay, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. There we go. Okay, so basically there we go. Little buggers are now spawning. Are they not spawning within? Let's just spam 8. I want to make sure that none of them will spawn in our little area that we've set up, which is the important bit. and they don't. They all spawn outside. Cool, huh? It's working. I'm really glad for that. And I actually don't think we need this line trace anymore, to be honest. So let's just try this. Oh. That would never do anything, but there we go. Now it will do something. So now we scroll out, spam this a bunch of times, just check that nothing spawns in the zone. Okay, cool. So that's that. And they seem a little bit high off the ground, don't they? Yeah, so drop this down to 88. That's what their half height is. The other thing I want to do is I actually might want to bring back that line trace. So I'm going to do a line trace by channel. Now, the reason I'm saying bring back the line trace is because I actually want to say get random point origin here, and the radius will be 500, which is the same as our scan of light, and that's where it will start. I need to split this. I'm going to split and split x, y, and 500, and split, get the x, the y, and minus 500. Traces visibility, draw type persistent, and make it those funky colors again. So there's the trace. Here's the hit. Draw time, output, hit, split the structure pin, and this location is the new spawn. So now, if we get a spawn hit, there it is, it won't just spawn it right in the middle, it will just spawn it in a slightly random area where it can reach. Now I'm gonna block off any spawns in this area, so there you go, there was a hit there. And there was a hit there, as you can see. So this will just keep on spawning these little guys every 2 seconds. Which is cool. I think that can work. As long, well, now we just need to define rules to set up when they spawn and how they spawn. So what this blueprint is going to do is it's actually going to keep track of the time in the game to make sure that these guys only spawn at night. And the other thing it's going to do is it's going to make sure that not more than 100 of these little buggers is on stage. So I'm just spawning as many as possible, really. Alright, so this is good, it's working. I made these little guys as well. And I also want to rotate them so that they're always looking towards center. So find look at rotation, and the start will be what is this? This is vectors, right? So location is where they start, and the target is 0, 0, 0, 0, and that's the way they're going to rotate. So now they should always rotate towards the center of the map, right? So let's figure it out. Let's see. There we go. Let's go look at him. Yeah, okay, that guy did it. Wants to spawn. There we go. Let's go look for him. There he is. And this guy's also doing it. Cool. Cool. So, oh, the other thing we could do is always have it look at the player in a sense. But it doesn't really matter. This just increases slightly randomization. cool. So now we can change this back to, what did we say, 1,500? Or was it 2 grand? Yeah, it was 2k. I'd say 2 grand. Oh, 2k. Okay, cool. Save that. Compile. So now that we have that, let's make a function for this instead. So function, and we're going to call this spawn enemy. So every 2 seconds it will do the spawn enemy thing. So event graph. I don't want to redo this all the time, so we just grab. I just grab all of this really and cut it. Okay, paste it here, make it all pretty. I cannot find, there it is. Okay, so delete that. We don't need to know that it's going to find the spot now. So there we go. There we go. This does the checks required. Cool. Right, found skipping steps. So here we just do a return, as you remember me saying earlier. Otherwise, we do a line trace. We get the random location. Remove these debugs. We don't want to see them anymore. Drag that out. And then say return. Okay, cool. So it will return it. Compile. We're actually going to have like a AI manager that does the calls to everything. So I'm thinking, are we going to split off the AI into like separate little groups? So for example, like if we have like trade ships, trade caravans or whatever, I don't want to have to write like a whole separate thing. So what I'll do is I'll make another actor in our enemy manager. Here we had an AI folder somewhere, but anyway, so new folder, we'll just call this AI. So here we're going to have a blueprint class as an actor, and it's going to be called AI AI manager. So this blueprint is going to be like the brain of the entire AI operation. So it's going to create managers, it's going to remove them, it's going to do all the cool things that we need to do. So here we go. Let's remove these torches. So AI manager goes in here into the center. It could technically have like the children, like enemy managers, which I probably will just do that. That's probably exactly what it's going to do. So here we add a child actor, and this will be the enemy manager. So I'm guessing you know what this will be. Okay, cool. It's hidden in game because we don't need to see it. So here we go. So event graph. It's gonna basically do something like this. So this is what's gonna keep track of our day night. So it will know when to spawn things. So we're gonna have a sequence here. So this sequence is basically gonna like say, okay, check is it daytime? Hey, it's not daytime. Go on. So the first thing we need is a gate. So this gate will open when it is daytime. So well, it will close when it's daytime. So it will start closed and it will toggle when we have a custom event, and this is called toggle game. Toggle enemy spawns. There we go. Toggle the enemy spawns. So that literally does exactly what it says. It will toggle the enemy spawns. On exit, it will grab the enemy manager and it will do a delay. It can choose a random delay, or we can do 2 seconds. We'll just do 2 seconds for now. And then spawn enemy. Oh, yes, because we need to cast. So we're actually going to do that like this. On begin play, we're going to have like a little setup. So basically, we grab the enemy manager. We need to get class, get actor, get the child actor. Right, then we're going to cast to enemy. That's not what I want. Enemy manager. There we go. Now we can do this as a pure or as a normal cast, and then we just promote variable and just call this enemy manager reference. So now here we grab the enemy manager reference and then we say spawn enemy. Cool. So now compile. Now I'm going to go back to this controller, and where I changed the input number 8. Now we need to get the AI manager. We get that one, and then we say toggle. What was it? Enable spawns, right? Enable. Damn, what did we call it? Toggle enemy spawns. That's what it's called. Toggle. I probably have to compile. Really? Cast enemy manager. Sure, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to be used all the time. So, toggle. I can't call this custom event. Can I make a function to do this? Toggle. And I want to have it a pure, but I want to then. Okay, I think if it's a pure, can't have an exec. Yeah, it can't have an exec. Damn. That sucks. Okay. Me now. Are you gonna hold me down? That's probably why. Get. What? That's why AI manager. That's why I couldn't do it, because I'm a moron and I was using the wrong thing. Toggle. There we go, toggle enemy spawns. So in our AI manager, what we do is, when we toggle enemy spawns, we're going to do a print. I'm just going to say toggling. Toggling spawn of enemies. So basically, this way it will allow us to do very simple controls. Like, for example, if we want to send a trade caravan, we can have a gate that checks, hey, do we have a trade post built? Yeah? Alright, cool. Send a trade caravan. 5% chance, that kind of thing. So pressing 8, toggling the spawn of enemies, we will now, should now see things spawning. There's 1, there's 2, and there we go, they're spawning everywhere. So basically what we do is, we create a function that checks, gets a time of day, in a sense, and that will set our, that will, as soon as it hits night, we'll say, okay, enemy check, like spawn, start spawning. So on spawn enemy, we're going to need to do a couple of other things. I want to say like here, branch, and only do this if it's true. So if false, we're just going to return, because we don't want to spawn too many things. So what we do is we say get all actors of class, right? And it doesn't really matter what kind of enemies they are, but as long as the length is less or equal to 100. I don't want more than 100 enemies on screen at the same time. So cool, that's fine. Also, this AI manager will do something like, when it's daytime, start damaging all the enemies that can be damaged by daytime, that kind of thing. So like Minecraft in a sense, where the sun would damage the zombies and the skeletons, as long as they're not in water, so it will do checks like that. That will all be done in the enemy manager, and the AI manager will just control the events of the other managers, which is pretty easy, I guess. Enemy master blueprint. So it checks, hey, actually, let's say like 5 for now, because I'm not going to wait to spawn 10 damn. I'm not going to wait 200 seconds just to spawn 100 enemies. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6. Okay, I should probably just print a string if it, wait, if it's less or equal to 5. Yeah, so that should be fine. Okay. Just wanna watch this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's weird. Okay, so there we go, we toggled it. Now I want to see, so where are they? Where are they? There, skeleton warriors. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I guess easy fix, so just, well, there's 2 ways you can do it. Either bring this, just say length is, fuck it, we'll just do this. If it's bigger or equal to 5, okay, we'll just do that. No, bigger or equal to 5. And then all we do is just swap these 2 around. Boom, boom. That looks fine. Compile, play again, and we check. My side, I've been alone again. enable the thing so we can actually see things going. 1, 2. I need more zoom or something. 3, I guess. No, that's already 5. So now return. So 5. There we go. Now it's working. That's weird. Working on the floor. Never danced like this before. We'll talk about it. Boogie all night long. Okay, cool. So that's working. Let us carry on. Alright, well, we'll obviously do the random class that it spawns and everything. Just, we have an enemy, so let's work with it. So that's all that the AI manager is going to do for now, is it's just going to be able to toggle our enemy spawns. Fantastic. So we can close the torch, we can close that. We can close the enemy manager. So what's next? Well, enemy blueprints. We need to go artificial intelligence. And we're actually going to do blackboard data. So this is enemy BB. And artificial intelligence behavior tree, and this is enemy behavior tree. Save all that. So what do we do? What is this specific thing? So, well, we need to think of what will our enemies be able to do. Well, the enemy thing is pretty simple. We might not even need the enemy tree. Because, actually, no, we could do like zombie mentality, where they'll look for each other and then get like a big group going, and then attack the player. Or they can do something else. We could have like days where, like every 5th day, because we're gonna have like a day keeper, so we'll see like day 5 on the top of our screen, and every 5th day there'll be like a massive attack, and they'll all group together or something like that, and they'll try and take down your village. So we just need to think of what our AI can do. Unfortunately though, I see we're coming up to the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to be going to work, and then I'm going to come back later tonight, and we'll probably be doing a little bit more development. So I'm glad we got this far. We got the light management system, so they don't spawn in light areas such as villages. So for example, if you want to protect your village from zombies and monsters, the best way to do it at the first stage is to place torches. So always have wood for torches. I also want to try and get like the planting system going, like to create a farm so you can grow trees back or something, because I mean the 2 trees that we find in the world, they'll eventually run out, right? So as your village grows, you want to start growing things to increase your productivity and so on and so on, but that will all come within time. So I shall be saying goodbye, and yeah, thank you very much for joining and popping through, and yeah, it was awesome. Hopefully I'll see you guys again a little bit later. It just depends on how things go with work. Alright, anyways, thank you very much guys. I will see you soon.